Welcome to Brave Healer Productions. It's time to experience what's possible. So what if there's something you haven't learned yet that could change everything? Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions Publishing, where we are helping the world experience what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission is the lead author of one of our newest books. This is called We Lead, Building Connection, Community, and Collaboration for Women in Business. And AliceAnne Loftus, this is your volume 3. Congrats. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I cannot believe we are here.
I can, because this has been an incredible series with incredible expert co-authors. Let me just tell you a little bit about AliceAnne first, you guys, and then we're going to get into it today. She is a nationally recognized business coach, author, public speaker, and community builder with over 2 decades of entrepreneurial experience. She is the founder and CEO of Leading Lady Coaching, a networking ecosystem that empowers high-achieving women entrepreneurs through personalized coaching, in-person and online programming, resources, and events. All right. So you had a big mission for this book. Tell me a little bit about the why behind this.
Well, I truly believe that we are not meant to do anything alone, right? Sometimes we can feel that we're in a vacuum or we're in a silo and we're doing the thing alone. Especially as high achieving women, we don't want to talk about the challenges we have. We are looking around and we're thinking, gosh, is it this hard for everyone? Right? Or we are celebrating alone. We're hitting all of these milestones in our lives, in our businesses, and maybe there's a little bit of, who do I share this with? Am I too prideful in this? And I have learned through my community and through all 3 volumes of this book that our stories matter. Our stories matter, how we connect with one another, how we learn from one another, how we empower one another. It all matters. And I don't think I fully understood the impact of that myself until these books came to life.
Okay, I need to rewind to what if you're sitting at home celebrating alone? Because you just kind of like hit my heart a little bit with that one.
Yeah.
That is so true. And I've had authors say to me, the inner circle of people I thought were going to be the ones celebrating with me did not. And
Oh,
it really can be a little depressing and kind of, whatever. So having a community that does this for each other. Yeah. Talk to me more about that.
yeah. So I don't know if you knew this, but I'm actually certified in positive psychology. I got that certification pre-COVID, which I had no idea how much that would help me through a pandemic. But positive psychology is the science of what is going well. And what I learned from that program was that an indicator of the most healthy relationships was not how people receive bad news from you, but actually how they receive good news from you. And that really opened my eyes to start paying attention to who celebrates you, who is cheering for you, who is looking at the things that you're doing, and rather than minimizing them or dismissing them, they're actually like amplifying you, and regardless of what's going on in their life. And trust me, we're all going through stuff in our lives, right? If
Yeah.
someone looks like they've got it all together, I promise you they don't. Their sock is falling off and they've got a hole in their big toe. I promise you nobody has it all together. But when people can genuinely and authentically show up and celebrate you, that is a true indicator on whether someone is invested in your well-being.
Yes. Okay. I want to do a whole show on that topic. All right. This is just making me smile so much because I pay attention to those people mostly because they just lift my vibe, man. Like, thank you for celebrating with me, especially if I'm sitting home alone and I really don't have somebody to do that with. That's absolutely so fantastic. I'm going to give my longtime BFF who I don't see much anymore, Shelly, just a quick shout out. Because from the very beginning, she did that for me. She has done that for me at every stage of my business, no matter if I believed in myself or not. She was believing in me. She was shouting me out. She was telling me, good job. Oh my gosh, you guys, right? If you have one person like this in your life, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it makes
golden.
all the difference. And through these books, I learned that each chapter really is almost like a mini celebration.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, woe is me. That woman went through a really hard time. Here's the lesson she learned from it. No, it's a total, wow, she went through something, overcame it, took a lesson from it, and now she's sharing what she learned so that other women can get through it gracefully as well. It's
Oh, yeah. Okay, this is perfect segue because I want to talk about your co-authors for a minute. So first of all, just a huge thank you from me to you all of the amazing co-authors that came into this volume 3, but who joined all 3 of these books. You all took on that challenge I gave you to put a vulnerable story in that book, and then your master teachings next this wouldn't you have loved to have this book, AliceAnne, like when you were first starting your business? So I know you also have a message for your co-authors today. Want to shout them out?
these books would not exist without you. I have my journey, and my journey is so unique and has had so many parallels to other, but it is my journey. And when we step up and share our own perspectives and our own unique journeys, we don't even realize the impact that we might be making on a woman who's going through something similar or is feeling very alone, or she's just wishing that she could learn from somebody who is maybe a few steps ahead of her. And or they've gone through it and they're like, someone else experienced that too, right? That's very validating. That's very you feel like you're part of something when you have a similar experience, and maybe you handled it different, but you can see that you're not the only one that had to navigate something in their life. And so these books would not exist without my co-authors showing up and being vulnerable and sharing the missteps and the celebrations and the lessons that they've learned along the way. So I think that for every co-author that shared very personal things that she has gone through in both her life and her business, they really are living that leading lady um, mission of community.
I want to talk and go a little deeper on 2 things, community and collaboration. This is like the whole of your book, but it's also, for me, it's been the answer to my business growth. And I
Mhm.
think I was thinking a second ago, okay, there's no real order to this, but actually I think there is an order to it. And I want you to give us some golden nuggets about this because you've built an incredible community. I have built an incredible community. What do you think the most important thing you want to share with our business owners who are trying to build that community is? What do you want them to know? What would be like first step?
Other people matter, and you don't know everything.
Those are 2 good things.
Other people matter. If if we box ourselves in and try to do things without a community, we're missing out on so many opportunities to gain perspective and to learn from others. So you need other people. You need other people to champion for you. You need other people to put you in check, to give you perspective in that. If you only look at things from your perspective or only do things as you know to do them, you can't truly grow. So other people in your community offer such a richness in perspective and experiences, and compassion and empathy and lessons. You need that community for that. You don't know everything. You really don't. And the more you know, the more you realize how little you know. surround yourself with people who think differently than you, who look differently than you, who have lived differently than you, because it just opens so many doors for you to continue to grow and learn and flourish and make an even bigger impact.
All right, as a fellow introvert, I'm going to play a devil's advocate and say, but how do you do that? How do you get out there and meet all the people and do all the things? I know you and I share that in common, and we're still able to go do this in a very powerful way. How do you do it?
Well, as an introvert, I have to protect my own energy. So I'm very careful about the places that I do put my energy. I do a lot of research. I listen to my gut. If it doesn't feel like it's the right place for me, then I don't put a lot of energy into that. I think the hardest part is stepping out, is going out and showing up in those places. You know, you want to feel safe. You want to feel um, valued in the spaces you're in. For me, I really struggled to find those spaces. So I created them. And maybe that's totally selfish. You know, I curated these communities and I brought people in around me and just made sure that I made the environment in such a way that if I were a newbie, if I was someone stepping into it, that I would feel comfortable and safe. I'm now at that tipping point where I need to step out of my community and meet other people outside of the leading lady community. And it's hard. It's really hard as an introvert. So I create a lot of boundaries around the amount of time that I spend out there networking, how I network, when I network, and I am a little bit unapologetic about it. And it doesn't come from a place of not wanting to get to know you. It's coming from a place of when I show up open to meet people, I want to be my best.
Yeah, I love listening to you talk about this. It's so important. Every single thing you said is similar. You have to have the boundaries, you have to choose, you have to align, and you have to be unapologetic about all of those things. Yes,
I'm
yes,
not going to
yes.
meet somebody for coffee so they can pick my brain. And people are often like, "Oh, but that's the best way to like network and meet people." No, it's not. It's the best way to give people free advice on how to build their business. Like
Yeah,
I don't subscribe to that. So I'm, you know, I think it was Taylor Swift that said my energy is expensive and I had to like chuckle a little bit about
I
that.
love that.
But it comes from a place of really knowing what you bring to the table and um and finding tables where people know that value as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's just do a nugget on collaboration. So here you have this community. We've built the community. We're starting to attract the right people. We get that other people make this happen, right? The success is in that community. But now we have to think about how we're collaborating to fulfill all of our dreams, how we come together to be more powerful. And earlier we were talking on another call and I was saying, "Hey, I would like to make this introduction, might be slightly competitive." And you just went right and said, "No, there's room for everybody." I'm like, "Yes, this is what I believe." Tell me more about collaboration.
Well, first, I don't subscribe to competition. You can drive down the street and see a Starbucks next to a Dunkin' Donuts, a Target next to a Walmart. Everybody's going to find the brand that fits them. That shouldn't stop you from showing up. Your people will find you. Okay, there's enough to go around. I promise. I promise, promise, promise. But when it comes to collaboration, it's recognizing the how you serve your client and that there's going to be other businesses, services, and products that serve your same client, but in different complementary ways, right? And so if I can show up to my client and I recognize that there's something that she needs that I don't offer, having a good collaborative partner that I can immediately pull in and say, "Hey, that's not my wheelhouse, but here's who can support you in that." Oh my gosh, it's a three-way win, right? My client feels supported and knows that I had her back and that I wasn't bluffing or adding fluff with no value to her because I was just keeping her to myself. The collaborative partner that I pulled in, they're winning because I just connected them with someone that they can actually help. And then I win because I've I've made people happy. I've connected them in a meaningful, positive way that's propelling them forward. So when you goes back to that, you have to understand you don't know everything and you have to pull in collaborative partners to fill in those gaps. That's really when we're able to take what we're doing and make profound transformation in other businesses and in our community.
Yeah, it's probably one of the fastest way to grow your business too. You're making those partners happy and they will remember you for that
Mhm.
because not
They will.
everybody is that has that much integrity. So that's being a badass.
But you have to do it from a place of really wanting to make transformation. You don't
Yes.
pull in collaborative partners for the sake of getting them business. You pull in the collaborative partner to best serve your client and your community. And so it has to come from the right intention.
Yep. Intention is everything. All right. So you have like a bazillion things going on aside from this beautiful book that's about to come out into the world. Tell us how people work with you. What are your programs? What's going on?
Oh, so many things. So I am based in Annapolis, Maryland. I do offer 4 in-person networking and education groups. So if you're local to this area, would love to connect with you and talk more about that. I have the ambassador program, which is a program of vetted experts that are my collaborative partners, and I do refer them out. We offer an abundance of resources for the larger leading lady community. So it's great to connect with them and learn more about the services that they offer and how they can help you in your life, both personally and professionally. They're mostly highlighted in our online membership, which is the Leading Lady Hub, which is an online platform. It's hosted in Kajabi. It's a monthly membership, has weekly coaching, but also a robust library of resources for you, again, both personally and professionally. Um, I work with clients one-on-one and I have group masterminds. They're run online through Zoom. So you don't have to be location specific to participate in that. There's lots of different ways to connect with me, either through the books or the podcast or the online hub or in-person networking. I feel like where there's a will, there's a way. I'll pull you in the community somehow.
And I've got it all down below for you guys. So you can click on all the multiple links.
Yeah.
Um, awesome. Yes, your community is powerful. The women that come into your community are heart centered and powerful women doing really big things in the world, as you are. And it's been an honor to be involved and to publish these books with you and your amazing ambassadors and the people in your community. When you can get into a community that's, I don't know, it's just other level when people are all engaged
Mhm.
and they're doing this with each other for like a bigger energy and impact. You guys, that's what AliceAnne is up to in the world. um what's the last message you want to leave us with today? You know, these amazing women in business building their businesses, their communities. How do you want to encourage them today?
You never know what your story will do for someone else. You never know. You might think, oh, I haven't lived that interesting of a life, or nobody wants to hear the challenges I went through, or no one wants to celebrate this milestone with me. You just never know. And, storytelling is as old as time and it's how people connect. And so if you're wondering if your story can have impact, I promise you it will. It will. Just start to share it.
AliceAnne Loftus, thank you so much for what you do in the world. Thank you for being here today to share it with everyone. You guys, this is way more than a book. This is a very generous community. So pop down into the show notes. I've got AliceAnne hooked up with all of the links of the places and programs she was talking about. You have a question about this, you need to reach out for some support. our authors are here for that. They're going to answer a question and give you that support on your journey. So I hope you explore everything that AliceAnne is up to, everything that the authors are up to in this We Lead book series. By the way, hop over to Amazon because you can grab your copy of this beautiful book. I've got the link down below there for you as well. And lastly, today, everyone, remember your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it is time to be brave. See you next time, everyone.